least to most curious zodiac signs. If curiosity had a search history, Taurus would be researching one useful skill, Scorpio would be investigating a hidden motive, and Gemini would have 40 unrelated tabs open. The difference is not intelligence. It is where attention goes when nobody assigns the question. This countdown measures each sign's appetite for unexplained territory, from selective, purpose-driven explorers to the sign that treats every answer as a trapdoor into 3 more questions. Number 12, Taurus. For Taurus, curiosity needs a reason to disturb what already works. Fixed Earth trusts knowledge that can be touched, repeated, tasted, or tested over time. A Taurus may ignore 10 abstract theories and then spend a weekend mastering bread fermentation because the result is tangible. They prefer depth through familiarity to novelty for novelty's sake. When something enters their world through the senses or promises greater stability, their attention becomes patient and exact. Until then, the unknown does not feel seductive. Sometimes it just looks like furniture assembly. Number 11, Capricorn. Capricorn places a checkpoint in front of every new question. Will knowing this improve the outcome? Saturn makes their curiosity strategic, disciplined, and tied to mastery. They will study an industry nobody understands, decode an institution, or learn the rules that govern a room. What they rarely do is wander without a destination. Trivia can feel like mental clutter unless it becomes useful. Capricorn therefore appears less curious than they are. Their questions tend to arrive after relevance has been established, and by then they are not browsing. They are building an advantage. Number 10, Cancer. Cancer's curiosity has an emotional address. The moon pulls their attention toward origins, memories, family patterns, and the invisible weather between people. They may know why a friend changed tone 3 days ago, while remaining uninterested in a topic that carries no personal resonance. Protective instincts also make Cancer cautious about unfamiliar territory. They like to sense whether a space is safe before exploring it. Yet, give them an old photograph, an inherited recipe, or a guarded person with a complicated past, and their questions deepen. Cancer investigates whatever might explain belonging. Number 9, Leo. Leo's curiosity follows the beam of creative relevance. Fixed Fire prefers developing a passion to sampling everything in sight. Once fascinated by filmmaking, vintage clothes, a sport, or a person with an unusual talent, Leo can pursue the subject with devotion. But they are unlikely to pretend interest because information is considered important. The Sun asks, what makes this come alive? If no spark of identity, play, or expression appears, Leo moves on. Their curiosity is therefore concentrated rather than constant. Less a browser with 50 tabs, more a studio built around one project. Number 8, Libra. Libra is curious about perspective. Cardinal Air wants to know how the same event changes when viewed from another chair, which makes Libra an interviewer, mediator, and social observer. They notice taste, language, and the agreements that allow relationships to function. Their limitation is not lack of interest, but aversion to ugliness. Libra may avoid questions that feel intrusive, impolite, or likely to destroy the atmosphere. They learn through comparison instead, placing 2 opinions side by side until a third option appears. Their curiosity opens doors elegantly, rarely by kicking them in. Number 7, Pisces. Pisces explores by dissolving the border between observer and subject. Mutable water can become curious about a dream, a stranger's sadness, an imagined world, or a spiritual idea, and absorb it from the inside. This produces imaginative leaps that research might never reach. The challenge is direction. Pisces may follow a symbol into music, memory, mythology, and 3 videos, forgetting the question but discovering something true. Their curiosity is porous rather than systematic. They do not collect evidence. Sometimes they let a mystery alter their inner landscape and call that the answer. Number 6, Aries. The unfamiliar invites Aries to investigate through action. Cardinal Fire would rather enter the unfamiliar restaurant, press the button, or attempt the skill than read reviews about what might happen. Mars turns curiosity into contact. This makes Aries excellent at breaking the seal on new experiences, although less enthusiastic about prolonged analysis once the challenge is understood. Their questions are practical. Can it be done? What happens if I try? Who says I cannot? Their exploratory courage is high, but patience for ambiguous investigation can expire quickly. They are bold starters, not patient archivists. Number 5. Scorpio. From this point on, curiosity becomes harder to switch off. Scorpio is not curious about everything. They are curious about what has been concealed. Fixed water detects mismatches between words, motives, and emotional current, then follows the fracture line. A mystery can become absorbing if it contains power, loyalty, betrayal, desire, or psychological risk. Unlike Gemini, Scorpio does not need to ask every question aloud. They watch, compare, and wait for revealing pressure. When something matters, curiosity stops being entertainment and becomes excavation, private, selective, and difficult to abandon. Depth defines the appetite. Number 4. Aquarius. Aquarius becomes curious whenever consensus arrives too quickly. Fixed air wants to examine the operating system beneath life. Who designed the rule, whom it benefits, and what happens if the assumptions are reversed. Their attention gravitates toward unusual communities, ideas, technology, and explanations that connect unrelated systems. Aquarius can ignore personal gossip while spending hours mapping a cultural pattern no one noticed. Their curiosity is rebellious. Information becomes exciting when it makes a world imaginable. They do not ask what something is. They ask why everyone agreed to keep it that way. Number 3. Virgo. Virgo gets curious when one detail refuses to fit. Mercury operating through Earth notices the mislabeled column, the symptom that contradicts the diagnosis, or the sentence whose logic almost works. From there, Virgo researches, tests, organizes, and refines until the mechanism works. Their questions sound modest, but each removes a loose screw from reality. Unlike broader explorers, Virgo wants findings that survive contact with practice. Curiosity is built into their method of living. An inconvenience can become an investigation, complete with comparison chart, process, and footnotes nobody requested. The rabbit hole comes labeled. Number 2. Sagittarius. Sagittarius treats curiosity as a passport. Jupiter enlarges every question until it touches culture, belief, ethics, history, or the meaning of the journey itself. They want to know how people live and which convictions survive outside the environment that produced them. This can send Sagittarius across continents or into a midnight debate with equal enthusiasm. Their weakness is detail. Once the principle appears, they may skip the evidence scattered on the floor. Still, few signs pursue the unfamiliar with faith. For Sagittarius, every answer should reveal a wider horizon, not close the case. Number 1. Gemini. Curiosity never switches off for Gemini. Mercury keeps it humming in the background. A phrase overheard while waiting in line can lead to an article, a message, a detour, and a question sent to someone they haven't contacted in months. Mutable air thrives on links, contrasts, and information still in motion. Gemini asks not only why, but what does this resemble? Their attention may change rapidly, yet the movement itself produces insight by connecting worlds. Closure is rarely final. Every answer contains another hinge, and Gemini has noticed the door. Conclusion. Build your own top 3. The sign that asks the best questions, the one that investigates too far, and the one that gets bored halfway through the answer. Put all 3 in the comments. If your Mercury sign fits better than your Sun, include that too. This ranking belongs to Mercury as much as personality.